my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
They're too young to vape.
E-cigarettes are the most used tobacco products among youth.
They know vaping is dangerous, don't they?
The majority of youth who vape use flavored products, the kind designed to seem harmless.
If they were vaping, I'd be able to tell.
Many vapes are small, discreet, and resemble everyday items. Don't avoid the conversation. Talk to your kids about vaping. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired in association with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
Hey, it's me, your cell phone. We need to talk about something serious. I know you love me. I know you like using me wherever you are, but I feel like this isn't working out when you're driving. I know you may think that it's possible to focus both on me and the road, but I just don't feel the same way. I think we should spend time away from each other when you're driving. It's for the best.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Play ball!
Haymarket Park is buzzing with excitement this summer. Grab your crew and get in on the fun. Be sure to catch all the daily specials and promotions this season, like Thirsty Thursday, Fireworks Friday, Souvenir Saturday, Family Fun Day Sunday, plus special events and discounts all summer long. Don't miss out on the action as the Lincoln Salt Dogs take on their biggest rivals and knock the ball out of the park. Visit saltdogs.com and see this week's promotions and grab your tickets.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome in. Happy Sunday. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. As always, you guys can join in 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. Facebook, YouTube, X, Al, channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. We got a couple of great guests in studio today. And with that being said, we'll throw it over to the host, Mike and Sherry.
All right. Well, good morning. Welcome to What's Next on 93.7 The Ticket. Sherry, boy, I'm excited for today.
I am too.
We've been on the air for a year. We've had over 50 guests, but I think today is our most important show.
I do too.
Today's episode is just not a conversation today. It's really going to be a story about a wake-up call. The story of domestic violence that is both heartbreaking and it's urgent. A story that reveals the devastating consequences of a system that failed to protect. This morning, you're going to hear an unimaginable loss sparked by a movement built on courage, advocacy, and the determination to make sure no one else has to endure the same pain. This isn't just about one person. It's about every voice that's been silenced, every warning that's been ignored, and every life that's been forever changed. So you're invited to be part of this conversation. I encourage people today to text in. And Harrison, what is that text in number?
Yeah, 402-464-5685 for everyone who wants to text in.
Yep, share your thoughts, stand with survivors, and stand for change. Sherry, why don't you introduce our special guest today?
Mike, we are so excited to have this couple on our show today. It's like you said, it's a mission, and it's a nonprofit that is born from such an amazing and excruciating tragedy after the heartbreaking loss of their daughter/stepdaughter. Chuck and Belinda Hagen turned grief into action. They founded Enough DV, a nonprofit dedicated to raising awareness about domestic violence in rural communities across Nebraska. The mission is clear: to make sure no one feels too far away to matter. Through community events, public conversations, and partnerships with advocacy groups, an FDV is helping small towns and big towns understand the real dangers that victims face and show how often the system fails them. They've spoken out about the urgent need to strengthen protection orders and improve safety planning for survivors, and this is such an important piece of this puzzle. They're working with lawmakers and other nonprofits to push for legal reforms inspired by successful efforts in other states like Tennessee. The goal is to ensure that what happened to Jamie never happens again. In her words and Chuck's words, we want to change the system, not just talk about it. Through Enough DV, which stands for Enough Domestic Violence, they're turning pain into purpose and giving a voice to those who need it the most. Belinda and Chuck, welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're just so excited to dig into this right away.
Yeah, we're really glad you're here. Welcome so
Yes.
much. Oh, I know we're diving deeply into an important and it's an emotional topic for you. I commend you for doing this today.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you,
You
Sherry,
bet.
for having
I
us.
certainly understand about in terms of domestic violence and its devastating impact. But I know there's also a topic that we're going to talk about in terms of fight for justice and change. And you being the founder of nomordv.org and being the stepmother to Jamie, to put this in context for listeners, Chuck, either one of you, could you just share a moment? What happened on that day?
Jamie was dating a man, and they were going to get married, and it kind of turned south in a hurry, and and she lost her life because of a system that kind of failed.
Belinda, tell us a little bit about the system that failed her. And we hear this more often than not just in Nebraska, but across the country.
Sure. So I think after the event, obviously we've had some firsthand experiences with understanding what happens in a court system. And if you're a legally abiding citizen, typically you're not involved with the courts. You don't understand the process behind it.
Right.
There was, we can obviously speak to Jamie's case, but it involves many other victims that are embroiled in domestic violence situations, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
If you file for a protection order, what happens after the fact, right? And what information is available to any responders that may have to come to a situation.
Absolutely. And for those of you that don't know, back in February, and we're just going to touch on this very briefly, but back in February, their daughter, Jamie, had filled out a couple protection orders against this gentleman. Gentleman is a term I use loosely. This person.
Yeah, she had taken the steps to protect herself.
Yes.
What I want to ask you though, if you were aware at the time, what were some of the warning signs that she saw?
Well, I think in any typical domestic violence situation, you see a period of escalation in most cases. It may start out really small. I want to have control over your phone. I want to have financial control. Hey, how about we split finances and I give you an allowance? Those are some of the warning signs, and then over time, people love the person that they're with, right? And they want to please them and they want to make them happy. And then you see ongoing control or maybe isolation that may come up. And so we're out and we're doing education in those rural communities, talking about what does this possibly look like? What are some of those warning signs? What are some of the impacts of domestic violence? Physical is easy to identify, but when you start getting into the emotional and the financial controls, that's where it becomes a little more nuanced, right?
And you don't realize. I've been in a couple marriages that it did start out little. No no control over any finances. I was given a check, a signed check. My name wasn't even on the checking account, just to go buy groceries. But it's like, well, okay, you just think that's okay. That's part of a relationship or part of a marriage.
What actions did Jamie take before this tragedy?
So obviously, she followed all the right steps, right?
Mhm.
She was working with victims advocacy. She was filing the right paperwork. She was attending the court hearing. She was reporting what was going on as it was developing. And her girls mean the world to her.
Mhm.
And she was doing her best to separate and have a life independent of the situation.
And I'm going to mention too, she had two small children throughout this journey.
Yes.
I know she did the protection order. What do you think went wrong with the legal system that allowed him to be released that day?
Well, I think he had some bonds. There was, I think, I can't even remember what the first bond was right now at this point, but like a $10,000 bond, and he bonded out right away. And then it happened again a little more, and then the bond was raised and he met bond again. But the legal system, since he had posted enough bond before, the second bond wasn't really the same percentage as the first bond. So how that happened, I mean, we still don't understand how that happened. And then he bonded out, and then of course the bad thing happened.
Belinda, let me ask you. Obviously, it had a huge, immediate impact on the family. I can't imagine what that day was like. I imagine you felt the system failed her.
I don't know that I would go that far. I think we're very early on in our organizational development. I think we're very early on in the learning journey and figuring out what can we do to really come alongside existing organizations.
Well, if I asked you, where do you think the biggest breakdown in this whole system would be? Let me phrase it that way.
So, I guess bonds are established to help promote perpetrators to come back and show up for court, right? And it's a very complex situation or scenario. There's, our jails are overburdened already. I think what we are surprised about sometimes is when you see a daily situation, maybe it's a vehicle traveling down the interstate and, drugs are involved, and the bond amounts are very high typically in those situations and scenarios. I think part of our learning journey has been, what are the bond amounts against certain charges, and what is the consistency in the system?
Right. And we researched a little bit and watched a piece, listened to a piece of this person's his second bond hearing. And it seemed to me like the prosecuting attorney really pushed for him to not have any more bond, for him to stay in jail until his court time. And that they were really pushing for that.
Yeah,
But
that's correct. Yeah.
yeah. And then, but I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong once again, but it seems like his attorney kind of played the sympathy card as far as being an ex-military, PTSD, that kind of thing. And, I don't.
Sherry, I wasn't there. We weren't there for those court hearings, right? That's all third-hand information.
Right.
It's still an active case, and
Oh, absolutely.
I think that we need to maybe talk about how do we initiate change going forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's pivot to that. I mean, reason why I want to bring up, of course, the story out of this tragedy, you created something special, and here's this nonprofit that's really making waves. What was the thought, or what inspired you to start No More DV?
So I had done, as a small business owner, I had done some research about a year and a half ago, expecting as part of what I do for a living to be able to support and help form nonprofits. So I had taken a bunch of courses on IRS.gov, how do you set up a nonprofit? And so I had that knowledge base in my back pocket. And quite honestly, Mike, this is a community effort. Um, this is a board effort. This is people that are directly impacted. One of our board members, who I'd like to mention, Gina Carlson, as we're going through this, peer-to-peer support, I think, is definitely something that's needed, because you have no idea what you're walking into, what the future may hold. And Gina Carlson, Gina Hansen, my apologies. She lost her sister in fall of 2023. She's still going through the court process. Children were involved. They were left without a mom. Local law enforcement was also involved in that case, obviously, because there was a death as well. And her reaching out very early on, just kind of giving us that internal track of, hey, this is what you can expect coming up. This is what some of the terminology means.
But see, that's huge.
It's huge. And it's about the community of Seward, who has supported Jamie's girls and the family overall, and done fundraisers beyond anything. Again, it's not about us being front and center. It's about a community movement. A whole community was impacted in rural Nebraska.
Yeah.
And there's people that are hurting. And if we can do something good out of something that's so incredibly painful.
Well, let's talk about Seward for a little bit. Seward's quite an amazing little town, isn't it?
It is.
Beautiful little town. Always great on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
But if you wouldn't mind, share the story though. What was your experience? How did Seward come together for you?
Seward, the police department, the state patrol, all the community, the schools, healthcare, everybody out in Seward has been awesome over this. They worked through a lot of, we were forced into parenthood again. We had one of our granddaughters with us for a while. And they stepped up and helped us get through, registering and just going through, her daily routine as a student at the school, and all the events that she was involved in, and they worked hard for us to get that information, and phenomenal.
Yeah, that's always been the story about in terms of Nebraska. Small towns always pulling together when something occurs.
And the first responders out there were involved very heavily in this, because they knew Jamie. Some of them, Jamie babysat some of the kids, so they all knew her very well. But the community is just amazing. You just can't say enough about them.
Belinda, let me ask you, as you've put this organization together, what's going to be the mission of the organization, and what kind of support do you see yourself offering survivors and families?
I think we're still, trying to define that as a board, working on our strategic plan, figuring out how do we come alongside other already existing organizations and not duplicate efforts. Chuck just touched on a really important topic. First responders are impacted, and they have some mental health resources available to them, just like they did down in the Texas flooding event, right? We have lots of questions to still ask. That peer-to-peer support is the initial part of what we might be able to provide,
Yeah, Harrison, I don't know if you'll eventually be able to bring up enoughDV.org for people to see this. But it's great. You've created the website. You've got the foundation. What's been the initial reaction, though? I know this is new and fresh. What are you hearing?
I think with the folks that we've interacted with, if we've reached out and we've asked for permissions to share a story or share their picture, so often after these events, the criminals are highlighted often
Absolutely.
in the
Yeah.
headlines, and we want to give a voice that's local and meaningful for the families of the victims. You know, there were 9 domestic violence homicides in the early part of 2025. I believe it was within the first 6 months. It may have been first quarter. Um, we're aware of those, and I think because of the proximity and time, it's collective. It's a collective voice. And so, how can we help? I think we'll be looking at things like possible scholarships in the future, possible mental health resource availability. But again, that's going to take a coordinated effort with the other organizations that are already in this space and figuring out where do we best fit.
And it's you hear with all different, I don't want to use the word event. I'm not quite sure what the word I'm looking for is, but when things happen, things you hear about in the news, and the one phrase you keep hearing is say their name, say their name, say their name. And I think what you're doing is so important, and we'll get into this a little bit later about some of your fundraisers. But you're giving a name, or you're giving faces to these names. You're giving faces to these people, these mostly women, but men and women who have their lives have been affected horribly, and the families that has been affected horribly by domestic violence. You handed me a flyer today, and we talked about this on the phone yesterday. One of the victims in Superior, Nebraska, and it seems in you're good with the statistics. Let me just touch on this really quick. Molly Gruber, beautiful. Harrison, what camera can I put this through?
Yeah, you're right.
Beautiful, beautiful girl. Had a 2-year-old child, and she was a victim of domestic violence. The father of the baby, he got her down to Nebraska from California. She was very isolated. I don't know the details of her whole situation, but her story is the guy shot her through her front door, and shot her with a shotgun, shot her dead. 2-year-old baby sitting right there. You know, thank goodness, just in July, he was finally convicted of all the charges, and it's not just one charge that they're charged with. I mean, this was first-degree murder, use of a firearms committed felony, assault by strangulation, and also negligent child abuse. Because when kids are there and kids witness this is a form of child abuse.
And it's
for
very,
for
very,
these
very
babies.
traumatic. It's, a 2-year-old isn't likely going to remember that event.
Absolutely. And, the other thing that I really liked was you also handed us one of your flyers. And, Enough TV isn't just about a nonprofit. I mean, you're breaking down into these committees, and there's so much involved in this. Research, legislature, survivor stories, news stories, the gaps, treasury, resource, resources, outreach, victims, fundraising events, volunteer coordination and recruitment, communications, which is media, community connections, and that's huge, those community connections, administrative, early education, collaboration with other committees, grants. I don't think people really understand the work and the team effort that goes into the nonprofits that really are working hard to make change, but to help survivors and to help families.
Absolutely. And Sherry, we wouldn't have even the basic structure behind us without a lot of behind the scene meetings. Jenny Uronic out of Seward is a member of our board. Gina Hansen is a member of our board and personally connected, obviously, to domestic violence and the aftermath. Jenny has connected. Her daughters are friends with Jamie's daughters. They're, again, part of that community. Brittany Mickery, sorry, is our fundraising and events coordinator, and she's helping us right now to organize a poker run
Awesome.
For August 16th.
Yeah, we got to take a quick break here, but we're going to get into some of the fundraising.
Yeah, we'll get into some of that in just a moment.
Yeah.
We'll be back a little bit more in just a minute.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge. with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Back to What's Next 24 from the 93.7 The Ticket studio with the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in. What's Next 24? We got guests Chuck, Belinda, and of course the host is always Mike Sherry in studio with us. Again, if you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. And if you guys want to check out the website, get more information, that is enough. Actually, let me get the full URL, enough.tv.org. You guys can check that out. Again, enoughtv.org. With that being said, throw it over to the host, Mike and Sherry.
Thank you, Harrison. We've in our past shows, we've had some people on, Marcy Haas, who actually kind of connected us with Belinda. She came on and talked about her story of abuse and how she escaped that through the friendship home here in Lincoln. We had Baca on, and speaking of Baca, really quick, we need you guys in Lincoln and surrounding areas to come and make a difference in this community on this very, very difficult subject. Some very important children need your help. It's a chance for you to give back. It's time to clean out your closets. And this is so easy, you guys. It's time to clean out your closets. Donate your gently used jean jackets and jean vests. Star City Baca, Bikers Against Child Abuse, are in desperate need of all sizes, but especially bigger sizes for the older kids. Your old denim can help provide comfort and support to hurting and abused children. Baca is dedicated to creating a safe environment for children who suffered from all kinds of abuse. By donating your jackets and your vests, you're joining a movement that empowers and protects our kids. The denim is used by Baca to make them and help them feel safe again and feel like they belong to something. And becoming involved is so simple. We're going to have a box in the lobby here at 93.7 The Ticket at 1040 O Street in downtown Lincoln. There's going to be a big box, and all you need to do is step down, walk in, drop your donations in the box. It's that simple. But it will make a big impact that protects the most vulnerable among us. Your generosity can help bring a smile to a child's face and show them that they're truly not alone. So let's make this community stronger, you guys. Together we can do this. Donate. It doesn't matter what it looks like. We just need some denim jackets, some denim vests, and show these kids the support they deserve. You can make a difference. It's a community effort. We're going to do it together. And believe it or not, something as simple as a used piece of denim can really make an impact on lives. Now talking about that, we're going to transition to a couple things that Belinda handed us on the break.
Yeah, Belinda and Chuck, I want to commend you for coming on the show.
Sure.
I know
Yes.
how we've talked off air a little bit. This is difficult and hard, but you had mentioned that what I love what you said off air was a sense of purpose.
Yes.
And today this is a sense of purpose. If people, I want to recommend go to enoughtv.org. It's resilience redefined and hope restored. You gave us some tremendous handouts here. Again, that talks about physical violence, sexual abuse, and financial control.
And emotional abuse.
Can you share some of the key figures you've learned?
I think we were just shocked at the number of men and women that are impacted by these different forms of control and abuse. 1 in 4 women typically experience that. Sexual abuse happens every 68 seconds in this country. I believe the figure for domestic violence related incidents is somewhere around 98 seconds. So not far apart. It's happening a lot, and our statistics and our numbers continue to rise. And I just feel like we need to have a voice, and we need to look deeper, but we need to do it responsibly with facts and statistics behind it, and not just going out there and saying we're emotionally hurt. We need to make change without having it be credible change.
Absolutely.
And lasting.
And and I just saw this now, and this is such a key statistic. 80% of victims of any kind of abuse know and trust their abuser. It's not just like walking down the street and somebody grabbing you.
And this is specifically related to sexual abuse, Sherry, at that 80% statistic.
Wow. I mean,
As you've started this, when you were doing your research, how challenging or what have you learned in putting together a nonprofit?
Good question. I learned that boards don't like to sit through policy development. The application is arduous. The IRS doesn't easily hand out a full nonprofit designation, right? You're providing the opportunity for donations and tax deductions.
Nor did they do it for free.
Correct. There is an easy application online if you're not going to raise above $50,000. There's a checklist that you go through. That's a little less arduous. We decided to go for the full application.
Good.
42 pages long. I think we have 18 different supporting policies. Our board, Mike and Sherry, again, my hat is off to them. They're all volunteer. We're not paying for those positions. We hope that as our designation hopefully gets approved by the federal government, that we can then continue to grow and receive some of those tax deductible donations.
Well, Linda, let's stop for a quick second. So I talked to you yesterday. You have a business background. Let's share a little bit about your background.
Oh, well, I try not to double dip.
Let's touch on this though. Your skills. I want to hear about your skills.
You wouldn't be able to do this if you didn't
No, I
have the
just wanna-
knowledge from your business.
Your skills is what I said. You've got some.
Thank you. So I have a master's degree in community and regional planning. I have an undergraduate life sciences biology degree.
Yes.
How do the two of those go together, right? I had always thought I was going to go into the medical field. I care about people deeply and wanted to bring that forward. Well, I ended up in environmental science. I worked for state government. It's always been my dream to open my business and help others with the planning process and all of the foundational systems to put that in place. So,
Well, you've definitely used your talents. That's what I want to point out. Her talents and knowledge and skill and grit and hard work to put this together. It doesn't happen overnight to put this together, and you're doing this, and it's great. Let's pivot, have a little fun here. Now, you with the organization, you're doing some great activities. Tell us, you've got a poker run coming up.
We do. So Brittany has done an absolutely phenomenal job of organizing this, reaching out to rural community locations that are willing to support this. We're going to travel. We're going to start at Frontier Harley Davidson on August 16th at 9:30 in the morning for registration. Allow couples to play a 5-card poker hand. Have some educational materials like what we have with us today to get the word out. And then they'll travel from there to Val Tavern. We were at Val Days early on as part of our outreach into small communities. We'll go from Val Tavern to Don's Bar in David City. We'll travel from there to Staplehurst to the Good Old Days Bar there. We will go to Bottle Rocket Brewery in Seward, who has been phenomenally important and really a hinge pin as far as being involved historically for the other fundraising events that we've done. And then we'll end up at Braska Bar here in Lincoln.
Oh, it sounds like so much fun. This is Right Against Domestic Violence Poker Run, Saturday, August 16th, 2025. You register at Frontier Harley Davidson at 9:30 a.m. through 11 a.m. Looks like a great time. How can people reach out to you? How can people contact you?
So they can reach us through the nfdv.org website. We have an online form there if they're interested in getting involved. They can call. They can reach out on Facebook. My direct phone number or my cell is 402-309-6701. Happy to take those phone calls. It may be easier to email. We don't currently have an organizational email set up. Waiting for that designation to come through, but they can email me at bhagen@independentbusinessconsulting.com.
What right now in terms of the organization, what do you need more? Sure, financial, volunteering. What do you need?
So I think we need some of those folks that are research oriented. We want to work on some of those facts and developing the case studies and the stories and doing the gap analysis behind that. Um, Anybody good with social media? Not my forte, not my strong suit. Um, Development of educational materials and programs and bringing fresh ideas. Obviously, they're all still very fresh as a board, but outside perspective is important, right? And making sure that we're doing that correct.
If I ask you what's your vision over the next year, what's some of the major milestones you hope to reach?
I think for quarter four, we're anticipating taking a step back, um, putting together a really good strategic plan, figuring out what our highest priorities are to focus in on, and then taking steps forward, continuing to do small fundraisers, and hopefully get approval from the federal government.
I liked you had mentioned to me, and you'd mentioned it early on in the show, that you want to come alongside other nonprofits that all work together towards the same goal. That you don't want to just be a standout, that you want to work, at least it seemed to me, as a team with some of these other places.
Absolutely,
Explain that.
Sherry. So we've already had some very, very preliminary discussions. Nebraska Coalition to End Sexual Abuse and Domestic Violence here in Nebraska is very, very active in terms of the counties that they serve across all 93 counties in the state. They're active in policy. They have that longer view of domestic violence programs and understanding if they take step A, what could be some of those unintended consequences for survivors on the backside. We need that experience and we need those alignments to take place. Friendship Home, as you mentioned with Marcy, has been phenomenal. In our community, I know that they are in dire straits. Maybe not dire straits. I don't want to speak for them, but we know that federal funding cuts are coming to
Right.
all of these programs, and that is significantly impactful. If there's areas that we can help support what their mission is, if we're not able to provide that direct survivor support, maybe we come alongside those organizations and fill in where we can as a group and as an organization, which is kind of why we need quarter four this year. I'd also like to talk about BACA. We know that they do phenomenal things in terms of making children feel safe in the courtroom, and supporting them in the community and providing that resource for them to reach out to too. So again, we're just learning about all of these different
A lot
organizations.
of organizations, yes, definitely so. With that, we're going to need to take another break, and we'll be right back in just a moment.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloff.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Life changes, and sometimes that means changing where you call home. Whether you're downsizing, growing a family, relocating, or facing tough times, you shouldn't navigate it alone. I'm Laura Bonta-Bush with Woods Bros Realty, and I'm here to guide you with all your real estate needs. As wife of football coach Bill Bush, I understand the importance of teamwork and making sure you are supported every step of the way with honesty, integrity, and compassion. If you're looking for a game plan to buy or sell your home, text or call me at 402-525-0843. That's 402-525-0843.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Back to What's Next 24 from the 93.7 The Ticket studio with the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment, What's Next 24, with the hosts as always, Mike and Jerry, and guests Chuck and Melinda in studio. If you guys want to get any last-second comments in here, 402-464-5685. I'll throw it over to the host.
Welcome back, everyone. We're having a great show today. I just want to make a quick note that Sherry and I do have a book out. It's called Next 24, Discover Happiness and True Joy in Your Life While You Create a Legacy. It is available on Amazon And today it is on sale for $27.43. I've got to mention it is available, so check it out. Chuck and Belinda, I know today's a tough day, but it's a good day. Chuck, I've got to think, when you sit back and you see how hard Belinda's working, putting all this organization together for a good purpose, how's it make you feel?
Well, I think it's a positive thing. I mean, you got to take some of the negatives in life and make positives out of them. It's been a ride. I mean,
certainly
learning this. I'm usually the quiet behind the scenes, help set up, do things, and she just kind of tells me where to go and what to do.
And that's okay. That's what we do.
Let me ask you a real life question though. We have all had different tragedies in our lives and so forth like this. Some people just don't know what to do or how to do it. How have you two been able, as I think people need to know, how have you two been able to pull together and keep going, keep moving?
Well, we just, we support each other as much as we can. We've had our days. I mean, that's part of it. This is not my first go around with this. I lost a child in 2001. My son,
It's okay. It's okay. I've lost a child too a year ago.
So yeah, her and Belinda met me early on, not long after that. So she kind of knows some of the things that we deal with on that. But just support each other. She's kind of the planner, she kind of did like this home thing in our bedroom, and who is the arresting officer, who phone numbers for this and phone numbers for that. She got all that data and had it down, and just where we're at today, we couldn't be where we're at.
Well, Belinda, I need to ask you, as there's a lot of people out there listening, a lot of people suffer in silence, a lot of families suffer in silence. What do you recommend to people who are going through these types of things?
Trust your gut.
Yeah.
Trust your instincts. It takes an incredible amount of strength to walk away.
Especially since you have to now pull some things in, because the trial hasn't even started. So there's certain things you can't talk about really to anybody to get some of this out. And that's part of the grief process. It has to be.
It's challenging. It's tough. Mike, Sherry, I've been a victim of domestic violence as a child. I've been a victim of domestic violence as an adult. It's a way bigger picture than just one singular case.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Really quick, we're getting down to the last couple minutes. I want to mention this poker run again, you guys, September 16th. Also,
August
you
16th,
don't have to ride or August 16th, good grief. You don't have to ride a motorcycle. At the top of their flyer, it says all wheels welcome. But if you want to come, if you're here in Lincoln and you want to go to the Nebraska Bar, which I believe she said is on West 8th Street, you go there towards the end. Go there around, is it ended 11?
5:30.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. At 5:30. And there's raffle tickets and all sorts of things, all sorts of new things to learn. They're going to have lots of pictures so you can connect names to pictures of victims of domestic violence, not just Jamie. There's more than that. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. I really don't. And all of your donations will go to an amazing cause. What we like to do the last minute or two, we give you guys the mic. You tell Lincoln what you would like to tell Lincoln.
I think it's an honor to be here. I think it's an honor to remember Jamie in a positive light and know that she's foundational.
She has a legacy.
But also to know that with her legacy, we're talking about other members that are directly connected. We will need support across the entire community to continue to affect change and get the word out and talk about the education and how do we keep our children safe for future generations.
And making the legislative changes.
Yep.
So
Well, it's a pleasure to both have you for your strength to be able to come on. This is very fresh, very, very new. With that, I hear some music in the background. Any final thoughts you'd like to say before we leave today?
we have a lot of folks supporting our poker run with raffles and donations. If anybody would like to donate, Mike, that would be an awesome opportunity for us.
That would be great. And one quick question. How do they get a hold of you again?
enafdv.org.
And
they're also on Facebook.
All right. With that, Sherry, we need to go. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each